Gregory Corso was born in 1930 and died in 2001. Born in New York, Corso had a difficult childhood, marked by poverty and stints in orphanages and prisons. Self-taught, he discovered poetry in prison, where he read authors such as Shelley and Keats. After his release, he met Allen Ginsberg in a Greenwich Village bar, who became his mentor and introduced him to the Beat Circle, including Jack Kerouac and William S. Burroughs. Corso lived a bohemian life, traveling through Europe and North Africa, always between genius and self-destruction. His poetic work is marked by a lyrical, irreverent and at times surreal style, exploring themes such as death, freedom and spiritual transcendence. Among his most important books are Gasoline, 1958, and The Happy Birthday of Death, 1960, which include iconic poems such as Bomb and Marriage. Visual form and controlled chaos. The poem's graphic layout mimics an explosion, with lines radiating out from the center, suggesting the fragmentation and chaos caused by the bomb. This form also evokes concrete poetry, where visuals reinforce meaning. The lack of punctuation and the juxtaposition of images create a chaotic flow, echoing the post-explosion disorder. Tension between destruction and creation. Corso personifies the bomb as an almost divine entity. The bomb, capable of annihilation and purification. I sing that bomb death's extravagance. The bomb is both celebrated and feared, a paradox that reflects human ambivalence toward technological power. There is a grotesque irony in the way the poem blends images of destruction with references to pop culture, religion, and history, such as Hiroshima in the Virgin, Nagasaki in the Child. These lines are shocking in their association of atomic violence with images of innocence. Criticism of society and the Cold War. The poem satirizes patriotic rhetoric and the trivialization of violence. Bomb, you're as cruel as America. Here, the bomb is compared to the nation itself, suggesting that violence is intrinsic to imperial power. Corso also criticizes dehumanized science, which creates weapons without considering the consequences. Science is the elevator of the impossible. Dark humor and absurdity. The poem's tone oscillates between lyrical and comical, as in the lines, "Bomb, do you remember the little white church?" This absurd question highlights the incompatibility between faith and mass destruction. The poem ends with apparent praise for the bomb, but the irony is evident. Bomb, bless you. This blessing is a parody of religion, questioning whether humanity deserves salvation after creating such an instrument of death. Bomb is not just a poem about destruction, but a reflection on the human condition in an age of deadly technologies. Corso uses aesthetic chaos to question whether civilization, in its obsession with power, is heading toward self-destruction. The poem's ambiguity, between horror and fascination, mirrors society's own relationship with the bomb, feared, but never abandoned. A comical yet deeply critical poem that uses absurdity to deconstruct the romantic ideal of marriage, maintaining a tone that is both cynical and vulnerable. Corso approaches the topic of marriage in an ironic, relaxed and even subversive way, mixing humor, sarcasm and a critique of traditional expectations surrounding the institution of marriage. Tone and style. Humor and irony. Corso uses a playful tone to question marriage, presenting absurd and exaggerated situations. Should I get married? Should I be good? Colloquial language. The poem has a conversational style, typical of beat poetry, which rejects formalism and approximates everyday speech. Fragmentation and stream of consciousness. The poem alternates between serious reflections and comical reveries, simulating the disorganized thinking of someone pressured into marriage. Fear of commitment. There is an internal conflict between the desire for freedom and the expectation of fitting in, and if I'm married to a little house, and a newspaper, and a little car. Imagery and references. Pop culture and historical figures. The poem irreverently mentions figures like Mussolini and Napoleon, contrasting historical grandeur with the banality of marriage. Absurd metaphors. Corso creates exaggerated images, such as marrying a monkey or a big cup of tea, to emphasize the arbitrary nature of social norms.